Hello everyone and welcome to the labour vlog video. It's not really a vlog because how much did you film, Gareth? So there'll be some footage of like the day that I went into labour, which was Friday the 16th of October, and I will insert that here, but the rest of the story we will just have to tell you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to the labour vlog. So it's Friday the 17th, I want to say, of October anyway, and yeah, my contractions started at about 6 o'clock this morning. It's 10:45 at the moment, well just before, and they're about every 10 minutes, a bit less probably, and not too bad at the moment. Much better if I'm like moving around than laying down. It hurts when I'm laying down a lot more. So I'll show you what I'm doing. Currently just making some sandwiches for the pack up, as it were, for the hospital. So Gareth's got food, I've got some nice bread and things to keep us going. So yeah, that's currently what I'm doing. Waiting for my hair's dry. I might curl it, but it depends. Gareth's still working at the moment. There's no reason that he can't work today. Nothing's really happening. I'm managing, just breathing through them or carrying on with what I'm doing most of the time. But if I'm laying down, I've got to breathe through them. So yeah, but it's not too bad so far. Watch this space. One more thing I forgot to mention. Today we are 12 days overdue. Only 12.
Merge onto A58, then turn left onto Park Lane.
I've never been to this.
So I'm back in the car. I was a grand total of 1 centimetre dilated. I can see why people lose their rag with this whole labour fandango. So we're at the shop now. Gareth's getting paracetamol because I only have the ones with caffeine. And okay, I really don't want caffeine, obviously. It's 20 to 11. So yeah, well, that's where he's gone. That's what he's doing, and he hasn't vlogged at all, so this is the exact progress that I expected. So basically I went...
Should have baby.
Stop hitting the thing with your foot. You're hitting the tripod with your foot, stop it. So basically I went into labour on the Friday about 6 o'clock in the morning. It was just slow. It was slow labour, so it was kind of like an all day sort of job. By 10 o'clock
I'll pull my hair out.
we were timing the contractions, and
3 and 10 we got, didn't we?
the app said to go to the hospital, so off we went to the hospital. You know, I must say the thing that I found really useful about the hypnobirthing was the breathing. I think I would have been lost without the breathing. It was the only thing that sort of got me through
struggling
it.
to breathe.
Yeah. So anyway.
I like how we've timed in from, we set off to, by the way, this thing we don't tell you about.
Sure. So anyway, we got to the hospital.
LGI.
And they checked me out. Gareth had to wait in the car.
So annoying.
And I was a whole 1 centimetre dilated. I'm sure Gareth's dilated 1 centimetre, to be fair. was such a friend's joke, I couldn't help myself. Anyway, so then she did like a bit of a stretch and sweep, and off we went home.
I love the sound of that stretch and sweep.
Yeah. So we went home, and then I kind of got in my pajamas, and I'm trying
You're
to
all
get...
comfy and cosy. We had lavender candles and stuff, feminine things, feathers, pillow fights.
But the contractions were getting quite intense at that point, and I was struggling quite a lot.
Mooing like a cow, I'd say.
Well, I was breathing through them. Don't tell me I wasn't doing that. Don't tell lies.
Literally, I thought Orn had altered in the middle of it. Anyone who watches League of Legends will understand that joke. Anyone else, you're losers.
Shut go. And then I was just kind of knelt at the side of the sofa, and my walls just went at
20 past 1.
20 past 1 in the morning. This is Saturday morning, the 17th.
It was amazing. She was there like, and then, what was it, bro? Like someone from Adam's family. Who was that? Wonderful news. I'm going to have a baby.
Right now. And so Gareth had to run and get some kitchen towels, so...
Yeah. She's there like, just dribbling. I'm not going to hold the punches. And I'm like, as a man, what is the first thing I think of to hold liquids? Kitchen roll.
So then I went upstairs.
Came back with the entire bleeding roll like this big.
It wasn't that much water.
No, it wasn't. I don't even think one pad had done it. Well, sorry, one pad does plenty. If you want to sponsor this stream, please.
Stream? Oh, shush now. So then I went upstairs and kind of showered a little and changed because I was in my pyjamas that were now wet. Gareth started freaking out a little bit.
That was cool as a cucumber.
And
I was
I was
thrown on a barbecue.
Not gonna lie, in large amounts of pain. So then
So
we
my ears.
managed to get into the car, dressed into the car, set off.
1:30. In 10 minutes she got ready.
We got to the bottom of the hill, and I was ringing LGI on the phone, and they decided to tell us that they were full and not admitting
We're now
anymore,
diverting people to St James's.
which we'd never been to before. Never been to before. Like the literal contractions were so close together at this point.
We planned all the routes, like the emergency run to LGI. I knew it blind. Jimmy's, however, I have no idea.
So Gareth's trying to put St James's in his sat nav and figure out where we're going.
It was actually quite easy to get to be fair. Once you got to the right side of it.
Yeah,
Because
we went to the wrong
the place
side.
where the staff go for
That was a
parking
bit stressful.
and things, and there's like a main bit where you drop off the walking incubators.
So once we got to the right part, after asking a guy where to go mid-contractions, that was great. I had to go up in the lift on my own, didn't I? I knew where to go. They asked me to go and do a urine sample. I'm like, I am in so much pain, I'm going to kill you in a minute. I can't breathe, can't think about anything else. Anyway,
Urine sample? I've got a blood sample.
I
Blood
managed
sample.
one. And came back, examined 5 to 6 centimetres. My only prayer at that point was that was 4 so that Gareth could come. That was like literally all I was thinking. So I was glad about that at that point. And then they said, oh, you just wait here a minute and then we'll take you around to the labour ward. Tell your husband to come and meet you at the waiting area in the middle. It's like in between the assessment and the labour ward. There was a room there.
It was for waiting.
Anyway, Gareth didn't
Not
answer
like
his phone.
silver trays, kind of people waiting on people, but you know, semantics.
And then, come on, we need to get this phone. Shush.
Sorry. I have so much fun with these though.
So then I went to meet Gareth, who came up with no bags.
I didn't know what was going on.
So I sent him back for the bags.
All I got was, come meet me in waiting room. Oh, okay.
So then...
Walked in like, oh baby, you alright? Literally, hand on chest, pushed me backwards. 6 centimetres. Get bags.
And then in the meantime, Gareth went to get the bags. The midwife came to collect me from the waiting room, and I was like, he'll just have to find us, because at this point I was like, ugh, there was no breaks.
Like Prince Charming and Snow White from Once Upon a Time, I'll always find you.
So then I'm walking down this corridor, all the way to the end of the corridor, I just might add.
Not that far.
It wasn't that
It's
far,
outrageous.
it was really far. And I could hear them filling the water for the pool bath. I don't know. Anyway, the thing. And I had to get on this bed at this corner of
By
the
this
room.
point, I'd been like a pack mule that they used in World War II, taking a 6-pound cannon up a mountain. I had the big case, the small case, the kid case, her case, the side case, and the special case. Special case was snacks and treats and sweets, which we didn't even use.
Yeah, everybody's saying pack snacks. We did not have time for that. So by the time Gareth got back, I'd managed to get on the bed.
Did you give you another exam by then?
I don't know. No, because you were there because you said that I was 9 centimetres and I didn't remember that. All I remember was...
They wanted to examine you, but you were in too much pain and you told everyone to go kill themselves.
I didn't say that. Don't
Your
make it
eyes
up.
said it, let me tell you. Jesus.
Didn't say that. I was very calm. Don't tell lies. Come on.
No, to be fair, you were really good actually.
Stop it. Don't lie, seriously. So I've been through all that. Don't you dare
No,
lie
you
right
were
now.
you were actually amazing, to be fair.
And yeah, so I eventually did let her examine me, and I was 9 centimetres at this point. I don't think it was very long between being 6 and 9 centimetres, but I
It
don't
mustn't have
have
been.
any idea about any time frame.
Well, it took me to walk out, get the bags and come back. Must have been 10 minutes, 15, 20 at a maximum by the time I got back into the room. So you ballooned, literally.
And then I just remember the woman saying, if you don't get in the pool now, you won't be having this baby in the pool.
Alright, so
I've never seen this.
obviously at this point Lois is all like off into the world of dancing on minefields because it feels better. She comes over and says, look, we're going to start thinking about getting into the pool soon, so we can start, because things are going to start happening. I'm like, that's fine, that's cool. I'm like, did you hear, babe? Grunt. 70 seconds thing. She's, I'm in too much pain to think. That's fair enough, I'll give you a moment, that's fine. That's cool. You just, it's alright, babe, don't worry. Shh, chill there, shh, remember your breathing. Bearing in mind, before they came to the exam, she was fully clothed, and then the woman came over and says, I just want to re-examine you. And then in the split second she had between contractions, her bottom half just flew. It just went, it was poof, ready. I was like, well, if only it was always that easy.
That's the only option. Get it off as fast as possible, because then we have much space in between.
So then my wife came and says, look, we really need to get in the pool now, because otherwise we'll have to have it on land. Because it's got it on land. She literally could have backflipped. It would have been slower. Just jumped up, launched me out of the way, took one step on the 2 steps that were there, and kind of belly flopped into the pool. And she's just down the side, like.
To be fair, the pool really did help with the pain, but it slowed down the contractions was the only problem. So
because that little swine was comfortable. There's a baby just down there. You can't see him, but we're looking in.
Oh yeah, I say him, by the way, if you didn't get that from all the blue. Anyway, so yeah, the contractions really slowed down, which was nice because it gave me a gap in between them, but not so nice when you want the baby out because it takes too long.
On the other plus side of that was every time they checked his heart, perfect. No deviations, no problems, nothing. So between the sudden being crushed into impending singularity and out of the small hole, we're fine. Chilling in between.
So we'll spare you too much of the gory details, but
in short, fired him out. Literally fired him out. Even the midwife said, for a first time mum, I'm impressed at how quick it was. I don't know the timescales because I was there for 24 hours. That's another note. But it, boom, straight out. I've seen tanks fire slow.
What was I going to say?
Yes! That one.
But it was a total natural birth, water birth, basically.
You didn't have anything, did you?
No. And then he came floating up. The midwife floated him up because I was too busy trying to grab him desperately to get him out.
When he comes out, you can lift him up gradually and you can reach down, blah, blah, blah. Head comes out and she starts panicking because any woman I imagine in the first time having a baby would panic because the head's stuck. It's not stuck at all. She's there like nearly clawing trying to get out. The midwife's like, I'll do it. And then from the time it took from getting from in between legs to surface was, 4 seconds? Maximum 4 seconds. And then there was like a good 20 seconds before he did like the cough up of phlegm and the cry. That felt like hours. Absolute hours.
I was just relieved it was over, I'm not going to lie. I had no
It was
concept of any
horrendous
time.
that point.
So then that was 5:44 when he was born. So from water breaking to baby out was not very long at all for a first baby. And the midwife did say it slowed down by about 45 minutes because of the water birth. So it would have been even faster. So yeah.
I think it worked out well though, because you were better in with a chance to relax and take more energy, and you didn't even bother.
And then we had some lovely skin to skin time, didn't we? And then Daddy cut the cord eventually. We had lots of delayed cord clamping, so
Just standard now.
we got all his blood and all his good stuff. And then Daddy cut the cord.
Took like 3 or 4 attempts because he was a wriggly little, so he still is a wriggly little swine, and I was that close at one point to cutting off a toe. So I thought I'd just burn away.
And then we got out, didn't we? But Mummy couldn't get the placenta out, so had the injection. Placenta still didn't come out. We waited over an hour, still no placenta. They moved us into another room with placenta hanging out. Still no placenta.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Daddy had some skin to skin time in the meantime with baby while I was trying to get rid of this placenta. Anyway, long story short, I had to have manual removal, so I went to theatre and had spinal tap, which we should have had for labour, just saying. And they manually removed it. She was a bit worried that it was small or that she'd left things in, but they gave it a good old sweep around, let me tell you. So then I came back and everything seemed fine then, didn't it? I was just recovering and
Just tired, weren't you?
the midwives were there. Gareth had the baby and was feeding him and all that stuff.
You were fine. To be fair, all your vitals were perfect. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy.
Then they decided to give me a bed bath and
Standard.
moved the covers out of the way to discover a lot of blood.
Literally from waist to ankles, just in a triangle.
So then the room filled with people quickly.
You ever watched Casualty? It's not too dissimilar.
It was a bit stressful, wasn't it? I was panicked then. My blood
You
pressure
saw the
dropped.
blood and it plummeted.
So
everyone thought there was a hemorrhage. So as a hemorrhage call came out, there were consultants, anaesthetists, doctors, surgeons, everything. I think all of Jimmy's was on standby at one point. I think I was asking for a CPR cat in case my heart went, because I went too far off.
I know, it was a bit... So I was literally thought I was going to die. I'm not even going to kid you. And I looked over at Gareth and the baby and thought, well, at least if he's got his daddy. That's kind of where my head was at the time. And I was just trying to stay calm as possible because panicking would have just made the situation worse. But basically Gareth said they were scooping out lots of clots and things and trying to sort it all out, and I lost 2 litres nearly of blood basically,
which is a lot.
So Gareth was there for 24 hours because I was still completely...
Didn't recover fully.
I didn't recover for a long time, so he was there basically to have the baby, and we stayed on the labour and delivery ward until sweet weather, until
1:30.
About 1:30 Sunday morning.
Well, about 1:15ish, when everything was deciding to be moved and things like that.
And then I've stayed in the hospital for blood transfusions, and my mum is here at the door, of course.
BRB.
For blood transfusions, and we came home on Tuesday that week, and it was so lovely to be at home. I must say, the staff at St James's were lovely, and especially in those critical moments, they acted really well. So yeah, it was an experience that I don't know if I'll repeat. But it gave us a beautiful baby boy, so we couldn't be more thrilled about that. But that was basically our birth experience. Unless there's anything you want to add, Gareth?
What did I miss?
Just said about how long I was in hospital and things. And
1 hour visiting.
yeah, that was tough because of COVID. Gareth could only visit an hour each day.
Although I did manage to get a little extra each time because the midwife was awesome. I think on one occasion the fuck out was there for a good 20 minutes. And then on the other occasion she was like, I need to ask you to leave now. I was like, I've got extra, I'm fine.
So it was just difficult recovering for me with the baby as well on my own most of the time, and frustrating for everybody else because they didn't know if everything was okay.
But in all fairness, the staff, awesome. every single one of them. Normally you got like the one person you think, I'm not a massive fan of you, but brilliant, all of them, every single one. Even though they had the nurses and they had the trainees, didn't they? And they were all amazing.
Yeah, we had a student.
It's a university hospital, so obviously there's a lot on, but tons of people, tons of care. Pressed your buzzer. I think if they took more than a couple of minutes, something had gone up. They were always ready. And that's probably because it took them half a minute to put all the PPE on stuff.
So,
But yeah, all in all, I highly recommend Jimmy's. I don't highly recommend placentas not coming out, however.
so yeah, that's our experience. If you want to share any of your thoughts or your experiences down below in the comments, that would be nice. Or, you know, traumatizing. But yeah, we'll see you in the nursery tour or whatever videos we do next. So hit the bell, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Later days.
Bye.